Adam from Tanzania, and I will share, well, the opportunity, the risk towards the transition minerals. Now, for the past couple of months, if there's any opportunity that I have seen for civil society and for communities, is we had an opportunity to sit down with the government, the companies, and the civil society, and to start thinking about what does, for example, critical minerals mean for Tanzania.
Yeah.
And I say this because I think it was very important for every country to define what is critical. Because the idea of critical minerals, the word critical might not mean the same for every country across the world. So at least for Tanzania, as a discussion towards forming a critical minerals strategy began with the idea to define what critical minerals are for Tanzania and what those minerals are. So I think this is one opportunity we had to be able to come together, a small group, of course, but very representative. And as a country that has a long mining history as well, I think that was a lesson we've learned from our mining journey. One mistake, and also a potential risk that I still see, is that we're still looking at ourselves, and this is what I see also in many other African countries, as a potential supplier of critical minerals, not necessarily as a continent or countries that would benefit from the technologies that result from the critical minerals.
Yeah.
Every country that you see, every contract, every license is geared towards production of the critical minerals and export. No one is talking about value chains or investing in industries within Africa or within African countries. Everybody is talking about exports, which brings you to the bigger question. If these minerals are about transitioning to save fossil fuels, to renewable energies and cleaner sources of energies, is this really the transition for Africa? Because if you were to transport all these minerals to the Western countries, and there is where you produce renewable energies, what does that mean for Africa as well? So I see that for Tanzania, and I see that as a potential risk for many other countries as well, that we're still looking at ourselves as a potential supplier of raw materials, not as a potential market for renewable energies. And that is going back to gold and copper, as it has always been, that we only supply raw materials, get very little from the value chain, and not benefit from the major technologies. And for civil society, for us, for example, Publish What You Pay, or the network that we have in Tanzania, I think there is no other multi-stakeholder group that companies, governments, and civil society come together apart from the EITI. And I say this from experience because if you were to talk to the mining community, to the government, and to the civil society in one place, this will be the EITI. And since that's the only available mechanism in the country, well, we use that for everything. So whatever we have to bring to the companies or to the government, we will do the usual EITI requirements, EITI agenda, and then if anything else pops up, we will talk about it in that particular meeting, because it's where you have all the parties together.